Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Feb, live every day except Tuesdays and Thursdays, even though I think I'm going to be changing that schedule up a little bit. So, I haven't had any videos come out in a while. It's probably been, I don't know, about a month roughly. It's been even longer for this channel. This channel I try to keep a little bit more personal, a little bit more non-gaming related. So I had an issue where I ended up going to the doctor, which we'll get into a little bit later. It's just been a pretty crazy month for me. So I thought I would just give you a little quick recap of what happened and let's just kind of go over it. So it all basically started at the end of September, or the beginning of September actually, where me and wifey took some time off. We went ahead and went on a little vacation. We went ahead and went to, I think it's called Chatfield ATV Park. And as you'll see, there's some pictures up here. And we had a pretty good time. We actually came across a bunch of cows, which we weren't expecting actually. We thought it was just gonna be a normal like trail, a little bit smaller than what we're used to, but it had good variety. We were in the area because we were gonna be going, what's the word I'm looking for? We were gonna be going skydiving. So we were in the area and we were checking it out. We had a good time. And let's go ahead and roll a little clip here of us running into the cows actually.
Oh shit. Let's go. Death by cow, man. Go for it. They're afraid of you.
So yeah, we ran into the cows and we had some good fun, some good laughs with it. These cows were very, very stubborn. They didn't want to move out of the way. They were really kind of just being pests a little bit, but it was fun. It was a new experience. A lot of the trails usually don't have cows just kind of roaming around, so it was kind of cool. It was definitely a different feel. It kind of give you a little bit more of like a Jurassic Park theme. As you heard the music playing in the background, I thought it was kind of funny and cute if we played some Jurassic Park music to show the family. So we went ahead, did that, and then we went back to her parents' RV where we were staying for a couple days, and we kind of just spent some time with them before we took off on Sunday to go and go skydiving. So that Sunday we went ahead and, you know, got everything together. We went up to, I forgot where it was, Waseca, I think it was, and we went to get ready for skydiving. So it was our first time skydiving. It was kind of a gift from wifey. She was, she asked me earlier in the year what we wanted to do for our anniversary. I was like, I don't care, just whatever. And because of that, she decided, you know what, let's go skydiving. So we ended up going skydiving. It was not as scary, or I wasn't as nervous about it as I thought I was going to be. The flight up, I was actually pretty calm. Like, I don't know if I was just so stressed out over the week that like when the time came I just kind of dropped everything, but I was actually surprised how calm I felt. I thought I was going to be really nervous, freaking out. But I didn't really get nervous until I was really hanging outside the plane. When I was hanging outside the plane, I started to like, I was like, oh, okay, this is getting real here, you know, I'm like on the edge. But the instructor was really good. He was very cool, and we did like a little flip coming out of the plane, which was really cool. and it was a really good experience. Like, I would be down to do it again. I didn't think that I would have liked it as much as I did, but like doing it was a lot of fun. The instructor let me kind of pull on the strings a little bit, kind of steer us, let me drive a little bit, gave me kind of like a crash course on the whole, you know, skydiving thing, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Wifey had a good time. We actually have a little video, so we'll go ahead and put that video in now, and you guys can check out our experience.
Alright, you two. We got you in a harness here. Make sure we do what you gotta do to jump out of the plane. Then we're gonna get you down there and show you how to get in. Take off. We got some in the back. Yeah. It's kind of like we almost know what we're doing. We're still working on it. So, anything you guys want to say to the camera before we go down there?
No, not really.
Yeah, it's happy anniversary, yeah? See you on the ground. Alright, have fun. Alright, we're gonna be taking off here pretty quick. You ready for this?
Totally ready.
Alright, anything you want to say before we go?
Not really. That I hate my wife. That's about it.
Tell us, thank you very much.
That'll be a good time.
Alright, here we go. Have fun. Hold on a second, I'll get you unhooked. There it is. Well, man, we almost stood it up. Congratulations. How was it?
It was fucking amazing, dude.
Cool.
Great time.
What was the best part for you?
Probably jumping out, man. I wasn't expecting that.
Door opens up, kind of
Yeah.
cool. All right, I'm gonna get this off so we can get them landing.
I wasn't expecting the flip either.
Oh,
Like I told her, I was like, it won't be so bad as long as we just go.
So yeah, we had a great time with it. I really enjoyed it. I think we might try to do it again with some friends. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll see what time brings. Which brings us to the final part of the story, is where I ran into some health complications, and it was a scary event for me. There was a couple points where I got kind of nervous. Usually, like, I'm invincible kind of mentality, but you know, after you're in the hospital and things just keep going wrong, you start to question your own mortality a little bit. So basically what happened is, so after skydiving, probably a couple days later, I started to have a little bit, this cat, man. You guys get a little bit of a cat show. I started to have a little bit of stomach pain. I wasn't too sure what it was. I just kind of ignored it for the most part, and it didn't seem to be an issue. Some ibuprofen went away. I thought maybe it was just like a little bit of a stomach ache. Well, Friday night I ended up, so probably like 3 days later, I ended up having a night where I started to have hot flashes. So I'd get like really hot and really cold. I'd be sweating, and then my stomach just hurt so bad. Like on a scale 1 to 10, it was probably like a 9, maybe even 10, like where I'd just be squeezing the sheets. I'd be like just in so much pain, not knowing what's going on. So I took some more ibuprofen, took some allergy medicine, and then because I started thinking maybe it had something to do with my allergies, because my allergies were acting up really bad. And then that Saturday I felt fine, didn't have any issues. Sunday didn't really have any issues either. I had somebody call in Sunday night, so I had to go in to work. So I went into work, felt a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't like a terrible pain. And a freaking organ, man, just going to town. And then on so Sunday night, you know, feeling a little bit of pain, so I set up an appointment. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday, possibly for Tuesday. I got a call from the doctors on Monday saying that, hey, you should probably come in, this could be serious, and we just want to make sure it's not. So I went in. I only had probably like 2-3 hours of sleep. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I get there and they do their normal checks, you know, and then I want to say, when was it? Like 5 o'clock in the, no, that wasn't 5. It was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I had to go do a MRI to check out, you know, the interior, because they were thinking I had to do something with my appendix, and they were right. My appendix, they said, looked like it was swollen, infected, that it was gonna have to be removed. So then at that point, they're like, we had to test you for COVID to make sure. Well, it's just policy right now. So they, worst test in the world ever, for me at least. Like the friends and wifey had to take the test too, because I ended up coming back positive, but they didn't say it wasn't too bad for them. But for me, man, it was just, I don't know, it hurt. It was very uncomfortable, because they had to go all the way in the back of your nose, and they had to like swab it back there for like 5 to 10 seconds, and then they had to do the next one right after it. So it was just so uncomfortable. I was coughing while they were doing it. It was, I never want to do that test again. It was so bad. So after that, they're like, okay, you came back positive, but since this is an appendix issue, this could be like, it has to be taken care of because it could burst. It could become a bigger issue than it is. Good thing they did do that. So they prepped me for surgery and all this, and you know, it's my first time getting surgery like this, so I was kind of nervous, and I was like, so you guys gonna put me under, so on and so forth. They're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be put under. And so they give me a shot, like, so we're gonna give you this shot, should take effect pretty quickly, and then we'll wheel you into the surgery room. So they gave me this shot in probably like, I want to say it was like not even a minute. I was out. I just passed out. I was kind of surprised how fast it took place. And then I was so out when I woke up. I was like back in the surgery, like not back in the surgery, but back in my room and everything like that. It was just a complete like shut off, which was crazy because I didn't think that was going to be like that. Because the only time I've ever been put to sleep is like when I was like younger at the dentist or something. They'd put me to sleep with like the mask, and there'd be a couple times I'd kind of wake up a little bit, but I was out like completely. I was like dead. So we get back to the room. I'm pretty sore. The nurse, you know, kind of gives me a quick little rundown, like, oh, there were some complications, but they got it all taken care of. And so let's get you to the bed, and from there just kind of sleep it off. Well, the nurse kind of made me lay down, like she just lay down, and I was like, told her, I was like, do you think we can put the backrest up, because I don't think I can just like lay down. It felt kind of tight. And she's like, you'll be fine, just lay down. And I was like, fuck. I was like, you sure? She's like, yes, just lay down. So I was like, all right. So I laid down, and I had the biggest shot of pain through like my torso that I was grabbing the sheets. And I was like, oh, you know, I was like, oh, like making like almost like a grunting noise because it was hurting so bad. And then the pain finally started to subside a little bit. I think part of it was like, I don't know if they had me on morphine or what, but the dripper started they had some sort of pain medicine on the IV, and it started to kick in, and then the pain started to subside, and I was like, oh, you know, so it was a little bit of relief. And then so it was probably like 10-11 o'clock when I got into the room, and I was just so tired. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna, you know, go to sleep, and we'll be back, check on you later. So I want to say the nurse came back then, checked on me around midnight or something, you know, just quick little checkup, see how I was doing, check temperature, my blood pressure, blah blah blah. And then came back around 5 o'clock that morning to quite a bit of blood. She came in, she's like, what's all this blood? I'm like, what blood? You know, I didn't really realize it. So, you know, my sheets had a bunch of blood on them, my leg had blood on it, my side had blood on it, and I was like, oh shit, you know. So she resealed it up, and then luckily it stopped. Whatever they did, it made it stop. So then the next morning, the doctor came in, or the surgeon, and kind of ran down and told me what happened with my surgery. Well, with the surgery, I ended up having my appendix started to like try to seal itself a little bit, like it was leaking a little, I guess, and so it started to like try to seal itself off. So by doing so, it kind of like created like this mesh material between some of my organs and the appendix, and so it was kind of like attached to it. So they had to cut it off those other organs, and then when they were doing that, they nicked my appendix when they were cutting it out, and it bursted, so they had to clean it up. And so if you never had an appendix surgery, the way I did it was I forgot what it's called, but basically it's like through these little rods. And so what do? They blow your stomach up with air. So they fill it up with air, so your stomach just like blows up like a balloon almost. And then they have an incision point like right underneath your belly button. That's where the camera goes. And then they have 3 incision points off to the side on the opposite side of the appendix. And then they go in. That's where they have their tools, and that's where they go in and they pull it out. But yeah, so they had to blow me. You know, they had to get all the gunk out of there, all the infection stuff that's in the appendix out of there, or the most that they can. And so they did that, but then so I had to get like even more antibiotics for it. And part of the issue was is I had those complications, so they had a hard time getting it out, and it ended up bursting, and so they had the infection they had to get rid of and all that. And then the bleeding I had, a couple days later, I saw the side of my skin, or I saw my side, because that was like the first time I was able to get up. Because after I started bleeding, they gave me a catheter because I was like really being able to go to the bathroom, and they didn't really want me getting up a whole lot because I had bleeding problems. I saw that my whole side was like black, like my skin looked black, and the doctor said it was because where I was bleeding on the outside, I was also bleeding on the inside, so it kind of gave me a it just kind of looked, like, how do you say, like it's like where the blood pooled in the skin or something like that.
So yeah, that was a little scary looking. I was like, you know, and I just felt like crap the whole time too. And then what really started to suck was my COVID symptoms started to act up the day after surgery. So my COVID symptoms weren't terrible, but my lungs, I wasn't breathing the best. On top of that, I had a really high heart rate. So my heart rate was like about like 120 for a whole week. It just wouldn't go down any lower. And the doctor said that was probably because I was just fighting 2 infections at the same time. And then they had to give me some oxygen at night because I just couldn't like get good breaths at night, and my oxygen levels were dropping too low. There was a couple of times where my hemoglobin, which is like your blood count and all that, was starting to drop too low as well. I was on the verge of having to get some blood transfusions to kind of raise my blood levels up. Luckily, we didn't get to that point, but we were like, I think we were like 0.7 away. Like, I mean, it was just like the slightest nick off. But so yeah, so the whole week I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks, and there was just continuous like ups and downs. Like some days I would feel great, some days I would feel terrible. A couple days I lost my taste buds. That I think had to do with the COVID, and because of that, I didn't eat much. I didn't eat really anything. I like would try to eat, but everything just tasted like cardboard, so it was so hard to eat. And I lost 20 pounds actually. So I mean, this is probably kind of hard to see. I'm starting to gain my color back. I'm starting to gain my weight back a little bit. I think I'm actually up 8 pounds from when I left the hospital. So I'm starting to, you know, recoup and get back to good shape. But yeah, it was a scary time for me. It was a scary moment. It's just one of those things that, you know, you probably want to try to always not try to take life for granted. That's for sure. That kind of gave me a little bit better outlook on things. And I definitely don't want to do it again because I'm still recovering. I mean, it's been a month and I still get sore. I'm still sore now. I've been having to sleep on the couch just because of, you know, preventing myself from rolling over on my stomach, because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm pretty good, but when I roll over on my stomach, 'cause I'm a stomach sleeper at night, I've been getting these really bad stomach cramps, or not stomach cramps, but my stomach soreness when I wake up. Like, it just hurts, and then it hurts all day. Like last night I slept on the recliner, and today I feel like 10 times better. I felt 10 times better all day, even though I'm starting to get a little sore now, but I think that's just because of moving around throughout the day and, you know, sitting at a desk for majority of the day and stuff like that. It kind of, you know, is going to do that to you. So, but yeah, so that's my little story, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't already, make sure to check out my other channel, my main channel, which I do mainly Minecraft content. But other than that, guys, winter is coming, so we'll be getting some ice fishing videos probably in about 2 months. However, I wasn't able to get any turkey hunting or any other bird hunting or anything like that this season, just because A, I missed the season, and B, I'm still not 100%. So sadly, that is not going to be an option, but we will be able to do ice fishing on this video, on this channel. So ice fishing should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it. I want to go out quite a bit this year. I have some ideas, and it'd be fun. I think I can maybe bring my drone out for that one too, so that'd be kind of good to use my drone for it. But other than that, guys, like I said, I thank you for the support, and see you guys next time.